Here we are. Here we are. What's going on? We live, everybody, man. What an ending to that West Warwick Cranston West game. What an ending to that very, very good game. What's happening, everybody, man? I'm gonna give you a chance to share this. I want to thank the sponsors. Big shout out to Coldwell Banker Coastal Homes. Definitely check them out. But share this stream right now. West Warwick wins over Cranston West all the way down to the fourth quarter. We're going to talk about that game a little bit when we bring Uncle Felix in. New show, very similar to last week. We going to do, I thought I had, I know where they are. We're going to do Coaches Pick'em, which I think that's going to be pretty cool. And look at that. That popped up right away. We're gonna have Coach Dunbar. He's gonna be participating. Coach Blake Simpson's gonna be participating. Coach Gary Goodhart, West Pennington. A lot of coaches. I think that's gonna be pretty late. But West Warwick wins tonight, 30-27. Let me look for what I need here. Okay, let me switch this over. Congratulations to Coach Pennington, but I'm going to give everyone a chance to share this. We're going to bring Uncle Felix in 1 second. Let me get down here. Man, one of the best games all year. West Warwick wins 30-27. I was able to watch that game on Fans Only Sports. Uncle Felix, I'm sure you had a chance to watch that game. We were talking a little bit about it earlier.
What a crazy game. I mean, I saw that they were down 20-3 at one point. I was jumping around all over the place. I went on Instagram. I saw the Cranston West their student athlete, their student section there, what do they call themselves? The Red Storm. They were having fun, teasing the West Warwick fans a little bit. I think they jumped the gun, though, because obviously West Warwick came back and pulled off the upset.
They were down a couple times, down by 10. They were down by 17. So West Warwick, and what a fourth quarter it was. It was 30-27. Because of a delay of game, West Warwick would have had it, fourth and short, but that made it 4th and 11. Coach Pennington makes one of them decisions, decides to punt the ball, give it away. Tight game like that. You have the weapons. Obviously he made the right choice because Cranston West could not get a first down.
I'll tell you, this is his second year there now at West Warwick. And, watch out because they hired a hell of a coach there. You know what I mean? I'm a little biased, obviously, because I consider Wes Pennington, when it comes to football, my mentor. He's basically taught me everything I know coaching. And, so I hold him in high regards. But he's a great one. And there's not a situation he hasn't been in, either playing or coaching. You know what I mean? So you can never count them out.
I think West Pennington is a guy that, you give him, like they say, give me three bad mother F, give me three bad and you can have an army. Yeah. Just give him a couple guys that could play ball. and he'll win. He'll win you some football games.
Yes, he will.
But yeah, so congratulations. West Warwick might be a problem. This was their first test. A lot of people seen them in the Tollgate game. They looked very good last
Hmm.
week as well, but this was a big test for them, and for them to be down and be able to rally back a couple times, it goes to show you what Coach Pennington is doing over there.
Yeah, no, like I said, he's doing big things. It's only year two. You know what I mean? You got to give him some time for them to, learn his system and run it. If he gets the right players there, you know what I mean? There's no telling what they can do.
And it looks like the defense looks like he loses a defensive coach and they're better. He loses a defensive coach a day before the season starts. You know what? Wes Pennington's God is good. His
Yes,
God
sir.
definitely has his back.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, his God is definitely
That, that's
good.
a great that's a great win for the program. I mean, I know obviously Cranston West got knocked down too. They went down to Division Two, but that's a Division One team all day. And for them West Warwick to get that W, that's huge. That's a great program win.
and I think they're gonna have some more W's coming down the
Oh,
stretch. But
definitely.
yeah, definitely. It was a great game, said a Facebook user. Steve Clark said that was a hell of a game. Congrats to the Wizards. Let me get this out of here. There we go. I don't know how that happened, but it was a hell of a game. Congrats to the Wizards. Yeah, it was definitely a great game. Let me see what happened. Hang on a minute. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Yeah. It was definitely one hell of a game. I was trying to get
Yeah, wait
Coach
a
Pennington's send him a link, but Uncle Felix, man, here we are, man. Football season, it's here tonight. Pretty much started it off.
Yes, sir. And what a way to start it off, right? With a huge upset. That's a non-conference game, obviously. You know what I mean? And goes to show you any given Sunday, or in this case, any given Thursday.
Yeah, and we had some great scores last week, but we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do coaches pick 'em this year. I found a handful of coaches that were willing to say, I didn't set it up the way I wanted to do this week. I wanted to bring the coaches on and let them pick the games.
Hmm.
We're gonna have 10 random games every week, and we're gonna let the coaches pick their games. Uncle Felix, what do you think about that?
I like it. I think we should keep score. Maybe at the end, get a little trophy or something.
Yeah, that would be yes, definitely. We are definitely going to do that. I will be on in a
Uh,
few. Salute to you, Coach
he's probably still
Pennington.
popping champagne.
Yeah, they're popping Gatorade. Um, but yeah, so we have some good games. I think that we picked this week, and I think in the future we can do a poll on Instagram or on Facebook, and we can maybe let the people decide what 10 games that we pick for next week. And I think we had some decent games this week.
Yeah, yeah. You sent me over the list. I made my picks, and guess what? I'm 1-0 because I picked West Warwick.
Yeah, some coaches went the other way, and we're gonna look at. We actually have some graphics of how some of the coaches picked. Let me see if I can get them graphics up here in a second. And let's see, who do we have the graphics up? I was trying to hurry up and get them all in, but we'll look at Coach Dunbar. Let me get this off here
Oh,
first. Salute to Coach Dunbar. I think
he's 0-1.
he he's gonna be yeah 0-1 right there. He's gonna do good things at Westerly, and I
Yeah,
think he's gonna be there for a long
he,
time.
he's another great coach, and they should hope to have him for a long time.
Oh yeah, I don't see Coach Dunbar going anywhere. I think what he has up there and what he's building, it's they love him around town. They love the guy. They speak highly of him. So
if you keep winning, they will love you. That's for sure.
Yes, yes, you have to win. That's definitely how it goes. Let me get this out of here. 1 second. But yeah, congratulations, Coach Pennington. Definitely a change from last season, Felix, and you did a lot of the stats for Coach Penn.
Yeah, I can't wait actually to do the one for this game here. Should be fun.
I'm trying to get this out of here. So yeah, so definitely
From
and then let us know in the comment section what games do you like. We're gonna have all the games up here in just a second. I just gotta take this.
hmm But I was saying, just look at where they came from 2 years ago before West got there. 0 wins. I mean, West gets there, they win a couple of games, they're competitive. This year, they're right now they start off, they're undefeated.
Yeah, yeah. Right now they're on a good track, and we'll just have to see where they're gonna go next. But one win at a time. Congratulations to Coach Penn. Where is this other thing? I'm like, hang on. But yeah, congratulations to Coach Pennington and his staff and Brady. Hell of a kid, Brady is. But this coach's pick 'em. We had West Warwick versus Cranston West. Lincoln versus Johnston. Ponegant in North Smithfield. Game 4 was Portsmouth and North Kingstown. East Greenwich versus Central. Central Falls versus Hope. PCD and Tiverton. Westerly versus Charahoe. Classical and Woonsocket. And the 10th game, Middletown versus Rogers. And I think that was a good selection of games for the first week.
Yes, it was. There was a few tough ones in there for me.
Which one?
Um, that classical Woonsocket game, I end up picking classical. But I'm really not sure. I'm not familiar with the teams. Classical obviously lost one of the best players in the state. Their quarterback, I believe, is gone too. I think
Yeah, yeah. Classical loses quite a few pieces.
actually he might be back. I'm not sure, but either way, they lost quite a few pieces. One socket. I'm not too familiar with what they have there, so that one was tough for me. But I went with classical. They are the defending Division 2 champs, and they're now in Division 3. so that gives them the edge, I guess.
So we look at Coach Dunbar's picks, Cranston West. So, not starting off on a good note, and nor did anyone else that picked Cranston West to win tonight.
Yeah, that was
Then
definitely.
he has Lincoln, which Lincoln, the way that Lincoln played Cumberland won that game 19-13. So Lincoln seems to be doing something. We'll wait and see. Against Johnson, I heard a rumor that Zach Laverne is an OC at Johnston High School.
Yes, and I picked Johnston to win that game actually. But yes, as far as I know, he is the offensive coordinator there at Johnston.
Congratulations, Zach Laverne, former Bishop Hendricken quarterback. I think he was also involved with 401. I think Emerson Kilgore did some work with him. So yeah, congratulations to Zach. Joey Achado
I,
bringing him in over there.
I've seen Zach throughout his high school career. Great quarterback. Um, Unbelievable freshman season. He finally got a chance to take the controls his senior year. Unfortunately, that's the COVID year, so he was limited to the amount of games. But he was terrific that whole season, and led them to a state championship his senior year.
Well, congratulations. I turned on Huddle. I seen a player doing backflips, and the first thing I was thinking of is a Chato over there up at UCLA.
Yeah,
You know, but yeah. So Lincoln and Johnston. He picked Pono to win over North Smithfield. That's going to be at North Smithfield. Central High School over East Greenwich. And I think pretty much we're all the same on that. I believe.
yeah.
Central Falls and Hope. Excuse me.
I said, yep, I got Pontiac as well,
Oh, okay.
and I got
Um,
a yep.
and then Portsmouth and North Smithfield.
Portsmouth and North Smithfield. No, Portsmouth and NK.
And North Kingstown. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. No, I went with NK there. Eddie Bueller senior year. Look for another air show type of season.
Is
That
he gonna have the line that's gonna let's go
well,
Pontiac?
good enough to where he can get the ball off quickly. You know what I mean? Good coaches, which I know they have up there, will adjust. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
And then what is it? Central Falls and Hope High School. I
Uh,
know you're Central Falls bias.
yes, I played 3 years there. Um, that and also, Hope has just been on a downward trend for years now. I would love to see them snap out of it. That's definitely a team I would like to see co-op with Moses Brown. I'm not sure why that's not happening, but got to go with Central Falls there.
Yeah, and then you have PCD and a young coach up there, Coach Sheridan, Tiverton High School.
Yeah, that actually was a tough one too. Tiverton, I think last year had a freshman quarterback. You know what I mean? So he's back his sophomore year. You figure the game's going to slow down a little bit for him. PCD is one of those teams you never know what you're going to get season from season. They're either world beaters or they're cellar dwellers. So that was a tough one for me, but I went with PCD.
Going with PCD on that one. And then you had game 8 Westerly at Charahoe.
That should be a decent game, but I think Westerly. I actually Westerly's lost a lot of people. They lost the. Is Lance Williams still there? Is their quarterback still back? Is he back?
Yeah, Lance Williams is still there.
That's huge. But obviously they lost the kid Marley, Luke Marley. There, he's playing.
Yes, that was a big loss.
He was a speed demon, great receiver, Division I receiver. Now he plays over at my alma mater, Brown University. Good for him. So they definitely lost some weapons there, but I'm gonna go with Coach Dunbar and the Bulldogs on that one.
I don't think Dunbar has ever lost to Dave Cato, and I don't expect him to start now. Dave Cato is he's the former West Warwick coach, the one that Penn had to come in and clean up after. Um, and now he's the DC over there at West Warwick. Yeah, I think Wesley's gonna win big. And then game 9 was Classical and Woonsocket.
Classical one, so yeah, that's the one I told you I had a tough time picking. I'm gonna roll with Classical on this. The defending
Yo, Woonsocket people they're gonna yo, this guy never picks us.
I do pick them. I picked them a couple. I picked them when they won the Super Bowl. I told everybody they were going to win the Super Bowl, and they won it. So
This guy never picks us. Oh, too much. And then game 10, Middletown and Rogers, new coach over there.
Yeah, new coach, former Hendricken coach. So, me and my Hendricken bias, I'm going with Rogers.
There you go. And there's the 10 games. So we're gonna check out some of the coaches actually what the coaches actually picked, and we're gonna go back and start off where we were at Coach Dunbar. So Cranston West, he pretty much picked Cranston West in that one, and then Lincoln High School, Pono over North Smithfield, NK over Portsmouth, Central, of course, right? Central over East Greenwich, Central Falls over Hope, PCD over Tiverton, Westerly over Charahoe, Woonsocket over Classical, and I'm going with Woonsocket too. I got you, Coach B-Ball. I'm going with Woonsocket over Classical because Classical lost everything and the kitchen sink. And Middletown and Rogers, I'm gonna pull one out for the new Rogers coach. What is it? Hausman or well, congratulations, new Rogers coach. That's who I'm going with, basically. And then we see who would be the next coach, Blizzy Blake, another one, Cranston West.
0-1. Uncle Felix is in first place right now. It looks like.
There you go. Uncle Felix is with this game. Yeah, definitely. And then he's going with Johnston over
I,
Lincoln, Ponagansett over North Smithfield,
I agree with
North
you so far.
yeah, North Kingstown.
Yep, I got that one. Good pick.
Yes, definitely. Central over EG, Tiverton over PCD, Westerly over the Slammer, and Dave Cato on Woonsocket over Classical, and Rogers over Middletown. All great games. And this is all for the fun.
Yeah,
And nobody should be taking any of this stuff personally. This is for fun. And our guy, look at his West Pennington, you know. I wanted to try to spice it up and give everybody their own, but shout out to West Pennington winning that game. What an exciting game, 30-27. Go watch that game on Fans Only Sports. They were down more times than some teams are up. West Warwick, of course, he's going to go with West Warwick, and you'll be surprised because some coaches, funny as it may, picked against their own team. But in the poll I did, I noticed a couple of the Woonsocket guys picked against them.
so now it looks like I'm tied for first place.
Yes, with the Big Pen. Lincoln, North Smithfield, North Kingstown, Central, CF, PCD, Westerly, Woonsocket, and Rogers. So congratulations to Coach Pennington. Let's see, who else do we have? Oh, we have Coach Fortin. Look at this. Yeehaw. He's now a chieftain. He actually had Cranston West too. He tried to change it, but I was like, you know what? It's just too late. Sorry, you can't be changing things around here. And then you got Johnston, Ponagansett, North Kingstown, Central Falls, PCD, Westerly, Woonsocket, and Middletown.
Looks like I'm the only one that get bet against Woonsocket.
Yeah, man. You and that's what popular belief is also, that you bet against Woonsocket. You never pick Woonsocket.
I do. Like I said, I picked them to win the Super Bowl a few years ago, and I was right.
So now we're gonna have Coach Washington. Another one, Cranston West. Watch him say, nah, I meant West Warwick. Nah, shout out to Mike Washington, man. Cranston West, Lincoln, Pono, NK, Central Falls, PCD, Westerly, Woonsocket, and Middletown. There's a few other coaches that I didn't have a chance to get any of this nice fancy artwork. And one of them is Coach Piver. And let me get Coach Piver's picks. And I told all coaches to just text me their picks, so it's easier for us to keep track of them each week, because then I could just store them in the phone. So let me get Coach Piver's picks. And we also have an NCAA coach that jumped in on this challenge too. He said, I'm a coach. I want some static. So I said, all right. And I let a couple of assistant coaches jumped in. So here we go. Let me get Coach Piver. Where is he? Here we go. Coach Piver, West Warwick, Lincoln, North Smithfield, North Kingstown, Central Falls, PCD, Westerly, Woonsocket, and Middletown. So Coach Piver, Coach Penn, yourself, all have West Warwick. So congratulations. You guys are like all pretty much tied until we see what happens tomorrow. So what do you think about this so far? What do you think about some of these coaches' picks?
I like them. I like them all. You know what I mean? It's interesting. It's fun. And again, hopefully nobody tries to, bring some heat on because coaches are picking games. That's silly. Obviously, this is all in fun.
Yeah, this is we're just having fun with this. Look at that Rhode Island ranked stadium. We found it. We got a stadium named after you. We got the naming rights. Starting next week, Uncle Felix, we're gonna start the Rhode Island ranked top 3 again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna do QB, running backs, receivers, and I'll pick a defensive player as well.
Now, explain to people, how does that work if they don't know Rhode Island Ranked? Where can they hook up with Rhode Island Ranked, and what does Rhode Island Ranked do?
You can check it out on Instagram. It's basically a page I started. Actually, it was during the COVID season is when I started it, and it's just there. For basically highlights, anything high school football. Rhode Island high school football is on there. Um, I every week I'll pick my players of the week. I usually go three deep in the positions I mentioned earlier, um, and it's all in fun. The kids love it. I mean, I got a great response. I already got over 1,200 followers, I believe, um, and that's in just a little bit over a year. Hopefully, I'd like to see that grow. It's also players tell me it's a great thing to go. Kids who graduated go back and look, scroll all the way down and relive their high school year there. So every week there you'll see like scores, highlights, things like that. A lot of kids send me highlights. Um, it's great. I even have some college coaches who actually follow the page. You know what I mean? Which is what I really wanted to set it up for, was just to give kids exposure. Um, you know what I mean? So they stop by and check out the highlights, of course.
Earlier I did invite Gatehouse Media to watch the show tonight. I said, watch the show. You might want to give me and Uncle Felix a job, because you know what? We'll do a hell of a lot better than that clown does. Respectfully, I say that, because where did you find all the scores to the games this week? You already know. We don't have to go into that, but Gatehouse Media, you might want to rethink your strategy, man. Because this is where don't you agree, Felix?
Listen, you know how I feel about your son. I he he's not in it for the right reasons, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I
Exactly.
bring it up all the time. I sound like a broken record. I lost respect for him when he tried to have the Rhode Island rank page shut down. Um, and he won't allow me to use any pictures from the Providence Journal or anything like that. Meanwhile, the Valley Breeze, Newport News, all these other places are fine with it, or at least they haven't complained. I'm not in it. I'm not making any money off of it. It's just something I want to do and put out there to promote the. And it's a shame that he is obviously against that.
And you know that because you affiliate with me, he will never talk to you, because he did say anyone that associates with me, he will not associate with, which is a shame, because so many coaches said they can't
Uh,
talk
it,
to me no more.
it's too bad because this is supposed to be about the kids and promoting, Rhode Island high school football, and he's worried about clicks and subscriptions and all those things, and shame on him for that.
It's funny. Before we get to the other coaches' picks, he was bragging, about views and numbers, and I was like, dude, like you work for the biggest newspaper company in the country. You're supposed to be
Heck,
bigger. But yeah, it is what it is. But Coach Ryan McCormick also is getting in on this, and we have his picks. I actually did a piece of artwork, but I don't have it up, so I'm just gonna tell you his picks, and then we'll post them later. West Warwick, Johnston, Pownell, NK, Central, Central Falls, Tiverton, Westerly, Woonsocket, and Rogers. So another smart one that picked West Warwick to win. A lot of people on West Warwick this year. And so who else? Let's see. All right. So we'll get to, I got to send Coach Penn a link. So give me 1 second. Felix, tell us what's going on at Springfield while I send Coach Penn a link. Carry the show.
Springfield College football. They started their season last week. For all of you that don't know, that's where my son is going. He's a freshman, Sincere Fernandez, out of Bishop Hendrick, and he plays running back over there at Springfield College. They started their season last week with an impressive win over Western New England. For those of you that are not familiar, Western New England, they're a powerhouse in Division 3 in this region here. They won their conference last year, but actually so did Springfield College. They won their conference, so they play in two different conferences. Both were um, champions last year, but Springfield came came across or came away with the win, an impressive win, 42-14. Um, the ground attack was impressive. They put 433 yards up on the board. Matter of fact, their offensive line got some accolades. They were named the offensive line of the week in Division 3 nationally, so that was very impressive. Um, that being said, it's a great program there. They don't recruit as much out of Rhode Island as UMass Dartmouth does. Springfield, matter of fact, only has 3 Rhode Island players, where I think UMass Dartmouth this year has got like 37 or something like that. But it's another great program here in New England.
They need to start recruiting out of Rhode Island, But yeah, UMass, we talk about it all the time. They start with what 121 players, and I think it shrunk down since then. But we was talking a little bit about what's his name? I think I even had the clip up somewhere. Marvin Jones was that his name?
Gene Marvins, I think.
Marvin Jean, the
Marvin.
running back from Saugus, Mass. Unbelievable. You can see some of his stats up on the screen. Second in the nation in NCAA D3 in ranking yards per game. Second in the nation in NCAA D3 overall rushing yards.
Yeah, that kid's
What's that say?
yeah. I got to see all his games last year, obviously, because my son was playing there as well, and just an absolute stud, playmaker, game changer, you name it. Got the speed.
There's a video that UMass put out after they beat Husson. I mean, they beat the brakes off Husson.
That's an impressive win because Husson's pretty decent. Um, Last year they gave UMass a tougher time. It was actually on the road at Husson last year. I was at that game, and UMass pulled off the victory. That was actually the first game that the quarterback there, Dante, that's the game he came in and took over for the injured quarterback there and led UMass Dartmouth to a come from behind victory.
Yeah, so yeah, and they're impressive with the kids they brought in this season. The kid from Burrville, DeCharo, who's working out at 401 Strength and Fitness. I think I showed a picture of him a couple weeks ago. Kid is huge. They have a lot of good, expect them to be very good again this season.
Yeah. In my opinion, they should knock off everybody on their schedule. They have one tough game, in my opinion, and that's going to be against Framingham State. That's in week 3. But obviously, good coaches are going to tell you week by week. But I'm circling that Framingham State game on my calendar, and I'll keep an eye on that score.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of great games going on. But speaking of great games, someone else that had another great game that had ups and downs all around, was down a couple times. And here's his picks. Coach Pennington. We're gonna bring our guy up with a big victory today. I watched the game on Fans Only Sports. You can go back and watch the game. You were down a couple times, Coach. It wasn't gonna stop you. Fourth quarter was amazing. I was like, whoa. I seen you decided to punt after the delay of game. Let's talk about it. Maybe not. Coach Penn, you with us? Okay.
Welcome
Let's see.
to the world of live.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if we can get him back up in here. Coach Pennington, can you hear me? All right, we'll try to get his sound straightened out. Let me send him a message Um, what did you think about his game, Felix?
It was a great game. They played 4 quarters of football, and that's what it takes. You know what I mean? You can't count him out. As long as there's time on that clock, he's going to coach his team to win the ball game.
Coach Penn, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, now we can hear you. Congratulations, man. What a game that was.
Thank
I
you.
was watching it on Fans Only Sports. You were down a couple times, fourth quarter. You're down. It's 30 to 27. You decide to punt it after the delay of game, and you fell a little short of the first down. Talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, when we were, you talking about when we were up or when we were down?
Hey, just talk about the game. Take us back to the game.
Yeah. So the first half, things didn't just go our way. We made some mistakes. We weren't playing as solidly as we could have. And hey, you know what? They were doing what they do. You know what I mean? At Cranston West, they were out there playing hard football, and they jumped up on us. I think at one point it was 27-10. But I just kind of felt like we were still in the football game. Like, it felt like it was still a football game. At halftime, it was 20-10, and that's a football game. And that's what I told my team. I'm like, hey guys, this is a football game. This is what we practice for. This is what it's all about. So we just have to go out there and we have to tackle better. We have to catch better, run better. We have to just do things a little bit better than we did in the first half.
And you did that. And this was a big test for you. A lot of people said Cranston West is going to be a big test for West Warwick. How did your kids respond to that? Were they nervous going into this game?
Looks like we lost his mic. He's got his mic muted.
Oh, yes, he does. Let me see if I can.
Hey, the kids were really excited to play, and they weren't intimidated at all. We were excited to play, excited to get after that. We have a different attitude this season than we've had in the past. Last year's team down 20-10. I don't know that we come back from 27-10. I don't know that we come back from that. This year's team's a whole lot different.
And where did the change come from?
The change came from DeAndre's big kickoff return for a touchdown. So then we had Sean Schultz with a big pick six down the sideline. So we had different guys stepping up and making big plays. How about Kyle Swanson's big catch down on the 1 yard line, toe in to bring the ball down there? I mean, I can name guy after guy, James Branch and, his lockdown on number one, just guy after guy and how they came through and made great plays, play after play in order to get us back in the game and to win the football game.
And the funny thing is, those names you mentioned were all pretty much big plays last year. So, they got a year under their belt. They're probably more comfortable in there. So now the game slows down and they can fly around a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, I think people they don't really know we have here in West Warwick. So, they're thinking that we're the same old West Warwick, and that's not the case. These guys are playing with a lot of energy. Their confidence is high, especially now. Now their confidence is going to be really high. And just learning how to be successful, learning how to compete, learning how to win football games.
Yeah, Coach, I heard somebody say last week, oh, they're playing Tollgate. Oh, I thought it was Tolman. That would have been a different type of game. And I think people are sleeping on West Warwick, and your kids seem to want it this season, and don't sleep on West Warwick.
Yeah, no, they do. And, we're gonna play hard. Obviously we got to get better. There's some things that we did that we can definitely do a lot better. Week to week, the goal is to just get better, play better football, and let the chips fall where they fall.
Hey, Coach, I was just thinking, because I know there's a new format this year for points and stuff. Now, do you guys get extra points for beating a team of Division W?
I don't think that goes for us. I think that's only for Division I teams playing Division II teams. I don't think it goes for Division III teams playing Division II teams.
That's silly. That's where it should really count.
Yeah, no kidding. But it's a great character builder what these guys had to do tonight, and I'm super proud of them.
Mhm.
And your boy was there at the game, so he picked against us, so it was
My
nice.
son, my son, he
Yeah,
picked against you. What a shame. You know, a lot of people picked against you. Even in this, Felix was saying it. You know, I think Jeff. We was talking about the coaches pick 'em, and I'm gonna pull it up in just a second, and you can check it out a little bit later. But we have Coach Pennington. Where is he? Here he is. You picked West Warwick, Lincoln, North Smithfield, NK, Central, CF, PCD, Westerly, Woonsocket, and Rogers. So, you know, you and Uncle Felix and Jeff Piver are tied. You know, for all picking West Warwick, and a lot of other people picked against you. But
And,
it's okay.
yeah,
It's okay.
and you
that's
know
all
what? This actually reminds me a little bit of something because, and I'm sure Coach West remembers this. He's no stranger to beating teams um, in higher divisions. Because when I coached him in North Smithfield, I remember knocking off Central High School. I think they were Division
right.
2 time.
Yeah, you
We're
remember
Division
that? Yeah,
4, and that game was a battle the entire game. And I think we won that game with a last second field goal, if I remember
yeah,
correctly.
yep, absolutely. Yeah.
That
Hey, and I don't know if you remember, but when the coach came on the field, he says, "I just hope nobody gets hurt out here," meaning we're in trouble. And I
yeah.
was just like, "Oh boy."
But I remember they also came down with 3 busloads of kids because I think they thought they were gonna play a quarter or two and then get their JV in there. You know,
Yeah.
so that wasn't the case. As a matter of fact, I believe Coach Washington was on that team playing.
Yeah, maybe he was on that team. Yeah.
He
And the same thing happened when I think it was who was it? Was it Mount Pleasant? When Mount Pleasant was had 2 undefeated seasons and they came in.
yeah, we were like
Yep.
the first team to beat them in a couple of years. As a matter of fact,
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. About the Mount Pleasant thing. I
But
believe
yeah,
I
no,
read
tonight.
that.
Hopefully tonight's a good turnaround for us, and hopefully it'll parlay itself, and the kids will come out, work harder, and next week we'll get another good game under our belts.
now who's on the schedule next?
We got Pano coming in the house.
Pano, nice.
Ponagansett, Jimmy Cook, Mr. Alabama. They're calling him Jimmy Saban. You're going up against Jimmy Saban that says we stink. That's all he knows how to say. We stink. Speaking of Jimmy Saban, let me get one of his assistant coaches also is in on this. Anthony Alejandro wanted to get involved. He said, can I get some picks? I'm a coach. I said, all right. So he picked West Warwick, Johnston. He picks North Smithfield to beat Pano. You know what? You better keep that on the down low. And you're a coach at Pano, okay. But that's a Charlie B-ball move. North Kingstown, Central, CF, PCD, Westerly, Woonsocket, and Middletown. And on the bottom, parentheses, Cranston West. So I think you might want to stick to that West Warwick pick. Good thing I didn't see that.
That's funny.
Can't be messing up your picks. But Coach Pennington, congratulations. I wish you guys a lot of success. I think you guys are gonna be there at the end for sure. West Warwick is for real.
Yeah, well, if we can stay healthy and just get better week to week, then we'll see what happens.
Coach, what do you think about this coaches challenge, coaches pick'em challenge? This is pretty cool, right? All you coaches, you get together, you start, wait for the fans to get to know you.
Yeah, I think that's actually pretty cool. You know what I mean? And I think you'll find that it'll get better as the season goes on, as teams start to shape up and shake out. You'll get a better idea on the teams and who can be who. And, there's going to be some really great football games this year. It's going to be an exciting season.
Hey,
it's definitely.
Good idea we could do also. I forget what it's called. It's like a pick'em where you pick one team every week, but that team has to win. But you can't pick them again the rest of the season.
Ooh.
Hey, huh?
Yeah.
That could be a little bonus tiebreaker.
And see who's left at the end.
Yeah, that's kind of. Hey, but Felix. So you have the access to Huddle, correct?
Yes.
All right, awesome.
Yes, I will be. I can't wait to watch the stats on this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, Coach Penn, congratulations to Brady, my alley. How is he? I knew he wasn't feeling good earlier in the week. I wasn't sure if he would be able to play today.
Yeah, so he had like a stomach, you know, bug or something that happened to him midweek, and actually had to go to the hospital and everything, and the doctors cleared him, and he rested up yesterday, and he came out today, and he had a great football game.
Like the Michael Jordan flu game.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. But congratulations to you.
He was a little. Thank you, sir.
What was you saying?
Hear me?
Yeah. What was you saying about Brady?
He was a little off in the first half, and I think that's just from 2 days kind of missing practice. And then second half, he was just like so sharp, so he just came around, he shook right out of it. Another person who showed resilience, you know what I mean, and staying with it and continue to play through the struggles. Some football is about playing through the struggle,
No, absolutely. I want to say a big shout out also to one of your administrators that had his radio broadcasting debut. Mike Green now is back behind the mic calling football games for West Warwick Wizards for the Coventry radio station. So congratulations to Mike Green. So he'll be calling West Warwick Wizard games. I'm sure you'll see him in the broadcast booth, Coach Penn.
I saw him tonight. So yeah.
Nice. Shout out to him. So a lot of good football coming this weekend, Coach Penn, in the future. Thank you. Appreciate having you on. Any last words?
Hey, I tell you what, if tonight is an indication, this is the first game of the high school football season. If this is an indication on what the season's going to be like, we're in for a good ride.
Yes.
That's right. Coach Pennington, victory over Cranston West. They have Pono coming up. They win Cranston West. Good game. Go check that out on fansonlysports.com. That game was 30-27. Awesome game. Great. You punted, after and I know that was upset to get that delay of game penalty, but it all worked out, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a great night. Be blessed.
You too. Amen.
Well, Felix, he's right. If today was any indication of what West Warwick put on that field against a good Cranston West team that just came from Division 1, they're in Division 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
And West Warwick goes from Division 2 to Division 3.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it goes to show you got to play 4 quarters of football. Like West said, they were down 20-3 at one time, then 27-10 at one time. You just got to keep battling, keep chopping that tree, and it will fall. You know what I mean? You just got to be persistent. But the key is you can't quit.
No, you can't quit. And I have one more coach to get in here. I didn't get. We have his picks. Eddie Insko over there at North Smithfield High School. He's coaching over there with Coach Piver. I figure we'll let assistant coaches, college coaches. If you would coach, I invited Coach DeLawrence, but he said he's a boring guy. He said I'll sit back and just enjoy the entertainment. So shout out to Coach DeLawrence over there. They had a tough game against Togay, Felix. They have to bounce back from that.
Yeah.
But Eddie Insko, his picks was West Warwick, Lincoln, North Smithfield, North Kingstown, Central CF, PCD, Westerly, Woonsocket, and Rogers. And we'll definitely get this cleaned up as the season goes on. But we're in for some great football games. St. Ray's, I think, who do they have? Tolman this week?
Yes, they do. That, yep.
St. Ray's hurt Shea bad. I think they really that was another big upset. 28-0.
I think Shea's in for a long season, unfortunately.
Yes, possibly. You're possibly right. So we'll see. Uncle Felix, man, it was a great one. There's gonna be a lot of great games coming up this season. Any games you looking forward to for tomorrow?
Um, the game I actually wanted to see, but I won't be able to see because I'll be watching my kids. Um, I did want to see the Hendricken game against New Hampshire. It's against the New Hampshire defending champions. From
Oh, Londonberry, yes.
at,
That's gonna be at Hendricken.
at Hendricken, from what I hear, Londonderry is no joke. Um, you know what I mean? So it's another great test for Hendricken, who played a great game against Monsignor Farrell last week. They did come up short, but there was a lot of positives that they can take. Impressed with Falcone, the quarterback, Hendricken Falcone. Um, so I want to see if he can repeat the performance against Londonderry. So it should be a good game.
Yeah, Londonberry coach, he was actually on my show the week that we were trying to set him up with a Rhode Island game. I guess Massachusetts teams will no longer get points if they play an out of state team, so they dropped all the New Hampshire teams. So you had New Hampshire teams looking to play out of state teams, preferably Rhode Island teams. So yeah, they're actually a pretty good team up there, pretty good coach. You can go back and check out his podcast. He called me up and he was like, who do you think is a better team to play, Hendricken or Central? And I said, are you looking for better or safer?
Hmm.
I said, if you want a good game, good competitive game, go with Hendricken. If you, if you want a tough game, no, how did I say that? If you want a tough physical game, play Central. You know what I mean? Because they would definitely bring their tough physical game against an out of state team. If you want to play a good competitive, safe game, play Hendricken. And so that's pretty much how I put it to them. And they chose Hendricken, but I hope in the future they could set something up with Central or let an out of state team
Is, uh,
stop playing some of these schools.
is Central playing any out of state games this year?
Not that I know of, not at this time. Central has a great team. You have kids that are just, they want to go play there. They want to go, and as far as the rest of the inner city teams, Central seems to be the king of the mountain right now. Hope didn't get on the bus. Classical didn't score any. Mount Pleasant, yeah, they had a good quarterback. Javon King, I think his name is. But are they going to be able to stay healthy all season? And their coach, he don't come back till after he faces his suspension, so there's not going to be continuity there. So Central looks to be the team in Providence amongst the inner city schools.
We shall see. We shall see. I know they will be one of the top teams. We will see.
Mike Washington said it's us against the world. And they have some kids. They had some great kids.
The world might beat them this year.
I don't know. I already said it. LaSalle was very, very strong. Central looks very, very good. I think it really helped them having breakthrough this season. Them kids at Central, yes, they have some great, great players over there. Bernard Pearson, I think he's really going to step up as a senior and be able to do good things. Their quarterback, your cousin, Avante Rodriguez, I think he's going to be a great addition, a piece that Central really needed.
Yep, Avani. Yep, he's a great quarterback. He definitely will help him in the passing game. They did lose some players on that offensive line, so we will see. I know they're up and coming. Are they ready to take the throne? Not yet. I don't think so.
You don't think they're ready yet, huh? We shall see.
I think they finish third in that division, but still early. Anything could happen.
We shall see. We shall see. Look at your boy said I may not have understated that. What do you say? Oh yeah, he's it. Yeah, he's not as I remember this. He said the grass is. He was trying to figure if the player had his knee down, and he said, second thought, the grass is very long over there at EWG. He fluently brushed the grass. It sounded like he was reading a love novel. He fluently, he fluently. I like this though. The only major fix that needs to happen is to allow Central and NK a chance to play for a Super Bowl. So, off that statement alone, Central and NK has no chance at a play for a Super Bowl. Like this is why I'm saying Gay House Media. Listen, it's a step up and will make you money.
He's already 0 for 1 because, like Wes said, he picked against them. So.
Oh yeah,
already off.
I love that one too. That if we change the names of the divisions, people would not be upset about it. And the gap between the private schools and NK and Central is just as wide as NK Central and the remaining teams in the state. The blasphemy. He hasn't even been to Hendricken yet.
Well, it's spoken like a former high school tennis player.
Yes, man, that is your guy. But he has not been. I heard from the inner workings at Hendricken that Eric Rube has not been to Hendricken yet.
I believe it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. He should. I mean, that's Hendricken's playing Saturday, and again, they're playing another defending state champion. You know what I mean? So that would be a good game to go watch. Matter of fact, Hendricken has 2 state champions on their schedule this year, with Londonderry obviously out of New Hampshire, and then Catholic Memorial out of Massachusetts.
Yeah, so definitely. I think also Cumberland's playing. Yeah, Cumberland also has. Who do they play? Somerset Berkeley is it? I believe for their first game.
Not sure, but yeah, they usually do play out of state games. I know they played Attleboro a couple of years ago.
Does this help teams? Because if you think about it, you play these out of state games. Say you play 2 or 3, you come back into the league. Everyone else is already playing and they're up and down. You're just starting out by winning percentage, if it is by winning percentage, right? And then you have your first game and you got the same winning percentage. You'll be at 100%. You play one game after your out of state games because it's your first game back of RIIL play, and you have a better winning percentage in less games.
Yeah, I mean, you want to play. Here's the thing: to get better, you want to play good competition. So I think it does help you when you play some teams from out of state. Some things I can compare it to, for example, like Framingham State. They usually play very tough out of conference games. They play the teams out of the Empire State in New York, which is one of the the Empire Conference is one of the best conferences in Division III football. And for the past couple of years, Framingham State, they play 2 teams out there. They come into their 0-2 going into conference play. But then they run the table in the conference. You know what I mean? And so you can't let that out of conference record fool you. As long as you're playing, like I said, you want to play teams, on your level or better, because that's the only way you're going to get better.
Yeah, no, exactly. And, you got to play and, and that's why a lot of people, I think, when they talk about Bishop Hendricken and they say, when you go out of state, which they play better quality opponents, that they're not as successful when they go out of state than when they play, Rhode Island teams.
No, they're also not playing, trumps when they go out of state. They're playing Iona Prep, who's in the top 5 in the whole state of New York all the time. They just played Monsignor Farrell, who's ranked 16 this year. Londonderry, who's ranked 1 in New Hampshire, and then obviously Catholic Memorial, who's 1 in Massachusetts. It's one thing to play out of state games, but you got to play good out of state games. You know what I mean? I'm sure they could schedule, our school of the deaf and blind. You know what I mean? Students and come undefeated into conference play, but then you're not getting anything out of it.
There was a rumor that Hendricken was asked to join the Catholic League up there, but when I asked Bishop Hendricken this, they said there was no truth to that rumor. Because people were like, oh, they could have joined the Massachusetts Catholic League, but why they chose to stay here in Rhode Island. But Hendricken denied that. They said there was no truth to that rumor. So
yeah, I've heard the same. If it's true or not, no idea. But in my opinion, it does benefit Rhode Island football to have a Hendricken and a LaSalle in Rhode Island high school football. You take those teams away, you're taking a lot of talent out of Rhode Island football.
Yeah, definitely. So we got one game down. West Warwick is now completed over Cranston West, Uncle Felix. So now we're going to see how the rest of week 1 pans out, man. Thank you. We'll have you. Well, let me see. What do I got here? Hold on. We'll be back here next Thursday, and we can also talk about the Rhode Island ranked top 3 as well. We can check out what our buddy's doing.
Listen, no one's going to give you more coverage. No one's going to be at more games. No one's going to be more informed. I'm not just some guy sitting in his basement spouting off about who's winning games and who's doing what. We're real. The Rebellion is real. Providence Journal coverage is going to be real this year. It's almost here. 3 days away.
Let's go. 3 days away, salute to him, but Gay House Media, I think we could be a good replacement. We got a better rapport with so many coaches, it's all about integrity, and he don't keep his word, but congratulations, Coach Pennington, big fan. Go get Coach Pennington's new book, In the Smoke of a Barbecue Can Teach You How Barbecue Prepares a Man. That's pretty crazy, Felix, right? You read the book.
Read the book in one day. That's how interesting it was.
And Coach Penn is now writing another book. And what did you think about barbecue preparing a man raising 2 boys? Do you see the similarities?
I do, and he uses great analogies. And with the whole, the way you prepare the meats and stuff like that, and the way you go through life. I mean, it's a great book, great analogy. He gives a lot of personal experiences throughout his life, which makes it interesting. It's a great book.
Salute to Coach Pennington. Go get that book. He wins. West Warwick wins 30-27. Pontigancett's up next. Felix will be back with you Thursday. Go check out Rhode Island Ranked on Instagram. If athletes are looking to get back on the field, Recover Rhode Island, go over there on Instagram, check them out. I want to say a big shout out to Dola Designs. Oops, nope, that ain't Dola. There we go. Dola Designs. Oh, you hate when that happens. Custom made home decor, Warwick, Rhode Island. This is Mrs. Blake Simpson who does these. So I got to get their website. So reach out to Blake and say, I need a plaque made. So that's pretty cool. And we got the Air Force going up to North Smithfield High School. They're going to do something special up there. Coaches, listen, we're going to try to get some of these kids presented with an award. So if you got a kid that thinks he should be nominated, let's make that happen. Let's get the Air Force up to your school. They're doing a lot of great things. They want to be mentors in Rhode Island. They said that's what it's all about. They're going to give us some headphones to pass out, Felix, so they're all in. Okay, man. We'll talk to you next week. I'm just trying to queue up some of my videos, but all right, Uncle Felix, we'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks for having me. God bless.
All right, so there we go. We out of here. We'll play a couple of these clips. Big shout out to everybody.
Top Now's, it was written in 96. Go to Yellows downtown to get my Nike kicks. Little roadies in my soul when I write these scripts. No matter where I go, I do it all our way. And I can't forget the plug on the highway. Rhode Island.
Where you at? Where you at?
Shout out to Rhode Island.
Where you at?
Shout out to Rhode Island.
Where you at? Where you at?
Shout out to Rhode Island. Shout out to Rhode Island. Shout out to Swanati and Chachi, my brother H1 Wonder. See Roman Rock, tell him bring back the funk funker. J Sonic, Mechalek, and my man Joey Beats. You can catch me up at Snookers with Sneak Technique. Your boy App's doing good, hope I made y'all proud. Man, if Curly Cut could only see me now. So
Before we go, let everyone know one of the listeners just told us there was a preseason game tonight. Situate and Shea. Situate wins that game 23-14. Great experience for the kids. Definitely was. Shout out to the coaches up there at Situate. Great win for Situate 23-14. Now, I think Situate has a week off because they were scheduled to play Mount Pleasant. That game should have never been scheduled in the first place. Yes, exactly. That's what I said. 23-14. Great experience. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. That game should have never, ever been scheduled. I'll say that now. Should have never been scheduled. But the new incoming staff knew better, But yeah, great experience for Situate. I see great things coming for Situate. Yeah, Mount Pleasant got more bye weeks than a bye week calendar. Like they got bye weeks here and there and there and here and all crazy bye weeks. But look, they're in a perfect situation now, right? Because now they don't have their coaches suspended for the first few weeks. They don't have no games for the first few weeks, so I'm not sure when Coach Addison's coming back. Is it one league game? Is it two league games? He said it's one league game. I thought the league rule said it's two league games, but yeah, Shea has some work to do. Congratulations to Situate. I think this is preparing Situate to start the season in Division 4. They're with their senior quarterback. I think he probably would have been ready to go last season if you needed him to go in there and play QB. I know the Situate kids pretty good, watching them play last season, and now they have a better head coach up there that's running that program, so salute to Situate. Excellent, man. Yeah, definitely. Always send us the updates, no matter where you're listening from. The game scores. Don't ever think that you're hounding me. If you send me the scores nonstop, and I'll get the game scores posted. But some great games this week. Some great things happening, man. Great things happening. We got the coaches pick 'em. And I'll show some of y'all that are just joining us some of the coaches' picks for this week. Already with West losing, there's a few coaches that are starting off in the hole. Yes, big congratulations, big congrats. Gatehouse Media told you want to give us a job. We could do a much better job. We get a better relationship. Coaches respect us. We respect them. And And doesn't he look like the dude from Footloose? Tell me he don't look like the guy from Footloose, man. Salute to Coach Fortin, man. Blizzy Blake. These are Blizzy Blake's picks. Another one that went with Cranston West. West Pennington. Scream it. Say it loud. Say it proud. West Warwick Wizards. So now let's see how he does. Coach Dunbar. And salute to all the coaches that weren't afraid to come up in here and put their picks. And we had a few assistant coaches. Coach Eddie Insco up there in North Smithfield. Coach Anthony Alejandro. Thank you. Have a great, great weekend. Good stuff, Spartans. Congratulations. Anthony Alejandro came in and made his picks. Eddie Insco made their picks, So we'll get all the tallies up. We'll see after the game. We'll see who is where. And don't forget, next week, Rhode Island ranked top 3. That's what's up. See? We make football more interesting, right? Okay. Like I always say, determination over skill. I don't have a skill for this. I have a determination. And we still get up there and get it done. We still get up there and get it done.
Get ready, it's coming. You hunting or you running? Get ready, get ready, get ready, ready. It's coming.
I'm here. Think about it. If we didn't have all.
When I drop you off, you never see your father. Saw 48 hours of the week. It's not enough for us to speak. It's not enough for me to teach. I wanna hug you. You're out of reach. You're so far away. I just want you here with me. Just know this wasn't up to me. Driving from your mama crib, I find it hard to breathe. Hard to tell you what I mean, but I never wanna leave. There's things I must protect you from. I only can 2 days out the week. I only feel like a man on them 2 days out the week. Rest of the time, I'm on my grind. Sometimes I forget to eat, but I'm
wins. Not everybody. The older coaches. They want to cry. They want to go to these RIIL meetings. And they want to cry. We're not competitive. We can't do this. And
Let's go, come take a ride through my city life. See what my city's like. It's the city life. The summer's a shitty life. This is city living. Mostly them city children. From my bedroom, see the lights of them city buildings. Ain't gotta act hard. Private's my backyard. I run road out. You can call me a track star. And we a team, homie. All is one. I don't sleep until all is done. I ain't ruckus, so please don't call me Mr. 401. It's Mr. Rags. You can call me. I'm still in that 401. From where we was, look at all we become. For what it's worth, I put my all in the sun. Know that my city love it. My city's budget about my city's public. Know how my city does it. Let me handle my city business. Then I ride you outside of them city limits.
Okay, that's fine. People can talk crazy about me. That's fine. They should express themselves, and they have a right to. But I also get to say what you know. I'm like a
Real Podcast Network. Shout out to Can We Keep It Real Podcast and Network. Appreciate it.